It was like I got initial phase where it was kind of 2 weeks of a heavy, heavy dose of flu, and I just thought it was a flu at first, and because the symptoms weren't matching up to the government's symptoms, and it was when I lost my sense of taste and smell. I Googled it, and the New York Times online was saying this is a symptom, and my experience of it is, I always knew I was going to be okay. I'm fit and I'm healthy, well, I never had a sense that it was terminal for me, but it just lingers. Every time I think I'm better, I sort of so I've had it. It's been in there for about 4 or 5 weeks.
So, I mean, obviously that's not great for you, but you look and sound pretty fit and pretty well to obviously promoting your new music. In terms of the impact, though, on the whole of the industry, everything's shut down. I mean, there's lots of musicians streaming stuff from home. I know
Yeah.
promoting your new stuff, you're going to be having to be thoughtful in how you do that yourself. What impact do you think it has had on the music industry?
Oh, it's huge. It's huge. I'm one of the lucky ones because I have a back catalogue that people listen to. But if you're an up and coming artist, most young artists, their income comes from live. Um, Also, small labels, what it's doing to small labels, small record stores. I mean, the very heart of it's really tough. I obviously don't know the full extent of it, but it's it'll hit the music industry, and it is hitting the music industry hugely.
Why did you decide to break away from Radiohead now? Because obviously, it was you and your classmates for what, 30 years, more than 30 years, phenomenally successfully producing music, and now you've gone your own way.
I'm 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 not going my own way. It's as additional to Radiohead. It's just, you know, music's a funny thing. It gets you at certain times, and I started this whole process about 7 years ago, and I suddenly found a way to write music. I felt inspired, and it became totally compelling. It's very much in tandem with what I do with Radiohead.
And just briefly, do you think that what we're going through now will change what you write about? Because everything feels different now. We see things on the TV, we read things, and
Yeah.
against a very different backdrop, some of it jars.
It's huge. I mean, the impact of what we're all going through will have an enormous effect. And as a musician and artist, it's right at the heart of what you do. So yes, I imagine that it's actually probably a very creative and fertile time for musicians. And for me personally,